and nobody's talking about that, and nobody at all is talking about that giant spending bill.
Right.
At all.
Yeah.
It's like
I heard them talking about it today. They were saying that. So I think the original bill, maybe the House bill, was like $1 trillion, and then the inflated version is like 1.3 trillion. And there were the guy that was speaking was a congressman, a senator, whatever, and he was saying that Trump had some ability to trim that further, even though it's already been signed into law, and get rid of some of that 300 billion extra dollars. I don't know.
I heard they were going to try and readdress it. Yeah, and I don't think Trump can do it unilaterally. I think they're trying to pass some cuts.
He said he was like, the blah 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 of 1974 gives him the power of something or another, so he'll be able to go in and cut some things. I don't know.
It's fun. Yeah. So he wants a line item veto, and so a line item veto is interesting because everyone knows what pork is, right? Like you're trying to pass your very popular or must pass to keep the government open kind of bill, and then they slip in. St. Louis gets a second arch. For some fucking reason, now they're getting 2 arches.
Sponsored by McDonald's.
Yeah, it's a big McDonald's advertisement. So, a president can pass the, whatever, like longer maternity act that just happens to have the St. Louis flipping arch in there and line item veto just that piece. And it's mostly used as a scalpel. Well, it's mostly intended to be used as a scalpel rule where you can get rid of stupid spending.
Yeah.
But the challenge is that they might use it very politically, right? Like, what if Trump used it to just get rid of everything Democrats like and kept the Republican things, which you might think sounds great if you're listening to this and you're pro-Trump. But every time you give power to a government official, you have to remember you're also giving that power to, like, the hypothetical Hillary who could have won.
Every subsequent person.
Yeah, there's going to be a president, if you love Trump, who you hate just as much as liberals hate Trump. At some point it'll swing the other way. And when you hand out something like a line item veto, you have to make sure that that's a power they should really have.
That's why we have to eliminate term limits.
Eliminate term limits so Trump can just stay in power forever?
Emperor Trump!
So he just wins elections like...
no need for
like
the election.
The president of China or Putin.
That would be a huge waste of time. No.
And
we're going green. There are going to be no ballots.
One ballot, the president votes. If we got rid of term limits, I still don't see Trump serving more than 2 terms because he'd be like
no, hell no.
85 or obviously not. But yeah, he'd be very old.
I feel like even if we did get rid of term limits, like people, like after like 2 terms, you're going to get fucking sick of whatever guy there is, right? Like FDR almost became like the first emperor when he ran, he lived or did 3 terms.
I can't remember a president that really enjoyed his second term, right? They never go well. That's always the one with the scandals. It's always just a big stress burger.
They age much more quickly in the second term. Like Obama looks like a fresh-faced kid when he went into the presidency, and by the end of it, it's like, man, like he's aged 15 years in the last, or like 16 years in the last 8.
He went in looking like T.I. He came out looking like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Who's T.I.?
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper.
Oh.
But yeah, that's got to be such a stressful job. Like everybody is mad at you.
Always.
So often.
And there are people who agree with you who are still just stabbing you in the back because, I don't know, you're on the other team.
For Trump especially, it's like a huge percentage of like establishment Republicans don't even like him. Like he's probably out there like, I thought I had quite a few people on my team. Turns out there's fucking basically no one. Like, even all the R's don't like me. Like it's got to be stressful.
A lot of it's self-imposed. He's the wings of presidents, though.
He definitely will like.
He'll just go out there and say shit on Twitter, like not refer.
More wings.
It'll be like a slow news day, and like the media is like being forced to report on how the economy's doing great, or like something that's like tangentially positive related to Trump, and it's like compulsively he'll like hop on Twitter and say something like, Mika Brzezinski showed up at my house with a bloody face. Very disrespectful, very gross. Stop bleeding on my property. And people are like, oh, we don't have to talk about the economy anymore. We can talk about Mika Brzezinski's bloody facelift. It's like, no, nobody believes that a woman showed up at your home bleeding. You ever like if you get a surgery and you show up, oh, bleed. Oh no, it's fine. I'm just gonna keep going to this person's event. Like, do you
remember
like,
who Wings?
Why do you keep doing this?
Do you remember who Wings supported in the last presidential election? Or can you guess if you don't know?
Yeah.
This
Hillary, I
most
would
recent one?
guess. Was it
I
Hillary
have no
or
idea.
Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I do.
Big Bernie Sanders guy. Yeah. One of those handouts.
Bernie is not will never be president.
I will give a banquet meal to every man, woman, and child.
And it's not going to be the kind that we hate with the corn that tastes awful in it. It's gonna be the beef ravioli, no cheese. Well, unless you're vegan. Well, I guess cheese isn't better if you're vegan. I'm sorry, I get off track. I've been on the bus for 4 hours. There were so many stops on the way here.
Transfer.
I had to transfer.
I was looking at the Democratic 2020 hopefuls. No one there excites me.
No.
Yeah.
No,
They're fucked. Trump's winning again. Trump is winning again. Watch this shit happen because they got nobody to run against him.
His approval rating is actually higher than Obama's was.
You either get Biden in there or
at
you're
this point
fucked.
in time. Yeah, it was.
If you can't get
This
Biden,
is when the healthcare bill passed. But yeah.
if you can't get Biden in there to run against Trump, Trump wins again. Because if you try to stick Pocahontas in there or one of those extreme left liberals who just fucking pisses the Midwest and the Rust Belt the fuck off, if you get somebody in there that's just so far to the left that they can't stomach it, you better find a moderate. Better find a blue dog. You better find somebody who's a fucking pro-gun Democrat, who's like not putting up with this social justice warrior bullshit. Someone who's normal, a regular kind of average, right down the middle kind of guy or girl. It could go either way, whatever. But if you stick some ultra liberal in there from fucking Massachusetts or California or someone who's an open borders kind of globalist type
anti-Second
person,
Amendment kind, yeah,
you're gonna lose. You're gonna fucking lose again. Trump's gonna because Trump knows how to pull the strings.
Here's my strategy. I think we get into some sort of war headed into the next election, which spikes his popularity.
Fireworks.
With who? Who do you think?
Pick somebody brown. It doesn't matter.
Puerto Rico.
You're saying that we owed
You
Puerto
think
Rico?
things are bad now? You just wait.
Those ungrateful bastards.
We just invaded at the most successful, ask anyone invasion of Puerto Rico. Not a single life lost. They welcomed us there. They were on the tarmac saying, "Welcome, Mr. President." They've already learned the terminology. It's incredible. Their English not as bad as you'd expect. It's like, yeah. It seems like the trend is always just another Middle Eastern war, right? Like a proxy war with Russia.
Yeah, but he's
China.
creative. I wouldn't be surprised if he went to like South America or something.
Ooh, yeah. Let's get some Venezuelans.
Yeah.
No, he would not start a war in South America and drive even more illegal immigrants north.
hey, the more he kills, the fewer there are to come north, right?
Yeah, wherever that caravan came from, go to war with them.
Where was that? Where were they coming from? Where he was saying that like he hoped Mexico was going to turn them away or whatever.
They did get turned away.
Yeah, well, good. Mexico's got much stricter immigration laws than we do.
Yeah, I forget where I was reading, but someone was saying Mexico actually forms a really big barrier for people to get to America. Like they hold back the tide of people who would otherwise try to get here.
Yeah, the fucking Mexicans will get you.
Yeah, it's the cartel.
They take border security more seriously.
Oh, fan of Raleigh's.